Hello friends, I am Professor Pratap Shinde. Welcome you all for the 6th lecture of Engineering Mechanics. Okay, before proceeding towards the today's lecture of resolution and composition of forces, let's take a revision what we have learned in last lecture within short 1 or 2 minutes. So in last lecture we have learned various method of composition of forces. So what is meant by composition? That composition is nothing but we have to replace a system of forces by a single force, but the single force which will produce the same effect as that of system of forces, that we have to be find out. That is nothing but the one of the method to find out the composition, that is to find out the resultant. Composition is method to find out the resultant from the system of forces. So which are those methods we have learned in last lecture? We have learned the two graphical method. So which are those two methods? Yes, these two methods are, first one is the triangle law and the second method is the law of polygon of forces. These two methods are the graphical method to find out the resultant of the system of forces. Then after that we have learned the law of parallelogram of forces. That method is useful to find out the resultant of two concurrent forces. If there is two concurrent forces, then we have to use the law of parallelogram of forces. Generally, we can solve the problems of composition by using the sine rule and cosine rule also, that is the analytical method by forming the triangle, and then we have to use the sine rule and cosine rule. So these topics we have covered in last lecture, that is composition of forces. Okay, so today we are going to learn the resolution and composition of forces. So in this lecture we have to solve very small basic numericals, so that will help you to understand the further problems. Such type of problems are never appear in your examination. This is the just basic problems in order to understand the resolution of forces. Okay, how to resolution of forces? Actually, there are the two methods of resolution of forces. One is the orthogonal resolution and another one is the skew resolution. So what is the difference between the orthogonal resolution and skew resolution? In orthogonal resolution, we have to find out the component of the single force which are the perpendicular to each other. The two components of a single force which are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular means they are makes an angle of 90 degree with each other, that is known as a orthogonal resolution. In skew resolution, we have to resolve the force other than 90 degree. If you want to find out the component of a single force other than 90 degree, that is known as a skew resolution. That part we will cover in later lecture. Okay. So first we will solve some numericals based on the resolution of forces. So very simple numericals, please concentrate on a board. So in front of you I have written one numerical. So here, so this force 20 Newton is there which makes an angle of 28 degree in counterclockwise direction with respect to the x-axis. The force is 20 Newton and which makes an angle of 28 degree with respect to x-axis. Now we have to find out its two components which are perpendicular to each other. The first component will be in x direction. So this is the component in x direction. Let's denote it as a f of x, f suffix x. That is nothing but the force in x direction. Another component which is perpendicular to this component, so that component is f of y. So what is f of y? Forces in a y direction. So these two components are known as the orthogonal component. Why they are orthogonal? Because the angle between these two components of this 20 Newton force are perpendicular to each other. These two components are perpendicular to each other, therefore they are known as a orthogonal component. So let's say we have to find out now we have to replace this single force by these two components which will produce the same effect as that of this force. So how to find out that? Let's say that is nothing but comes under this heading, resolution of forces. So let's take the first. We have to resolve this force into its x direction. So what is the formula? We have already learned in third lecture. What is the formula of resolution? That is nothing but the 20 cos of theta or f cos of theta. So f is a 20, cos is a 28 degrees. So 20 cos of 28, that is 17.66. And another component in y direction, that is 20 sine of 28, 20 sine of 28, that is 9.39 Newton. After substituting this value by using the calculator, you can find out the answer. Okay. Now comes towards this sign convention, plus plus sign. I have given the sign plus plus. As we know that we have already discussed that sign convention in case of the resolution of forces. This is the quadrant system. In quadrant system, first quadrant x is positive, y is positive. In second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. In third quadrant, both x and y are negative, and in fourth quadrant, x positive and y negative. So according to this quadrant system, we have to give the sign to this x and y component of this force. Now this force 20 Newton is in first quadrant, so its sign is, if it is the component is going towards the positive x direction, so that is a positive 17.66 is our answer. Then the another component of this 20 Newton force is going towards the positive y direction. Positive y direction is always upward. So here I have written the sign convention, towards right is positive, towards up is positive. So according to this sign convention, both are coming towards the right side and upward side. Therefore these two are the positive. Okay, so understood? Okay, let's come toward the second problem. In second problem, I have considered the same magnitude of the force. What is the magnitude? That is quantity. 20 Newton is the magnitude of this force, and the angle made by this force. Now instead of x-axis, the angle is given with respect to y-axis. Okay. Now in this case, you have to take care that we must have to find out the angle made by the force with respect to x-axis. This angle we have to first find out. So what is this angle? That is nothing but the 90 minus 28. So that is comes towards the, what is that value? It is 62. Yes, correct. This value is 62. Okay, now this angle first we have to find out. When the angle is given with respect to y, you have to find out this angle. This angle comes towards the 62, and this force is again in first quadrant. So this is 20 cos of 62 is x component, and the vertical component, this vertical component is y component, f of y, and the horizontal component is f of x. Okay, so it is again in first quadrant. Therefore x component is positive, y component is also positive, that is 20 sine of 62. So answer is in front of you, 9.39 and 17.65. Please mention its unit. Unit is Newton is given. If it is in kilonewton, you have to write down kilonewton. Okay. Let's come towards the third problem. So what is the third problem? In third problem, if you observe this, in third problem, the again have considered the same magnitude of force 20 Newton, and the angle made by this force with respect to x-axis is given. That angle is given 28 degree in a clockwise sense with respect to the negative x-axis. Now this force is in which quadrant? Yes, it is in second quadrant. This force is in second quadrant. In second quadrant, this is your x component, that is f of x, and this is your y component, this is your f of y. That is force in x direction, force in y direction. Okay, so what is the x component? 20 cos of 28, 20 cos of 28, but our sign convention towards right is positive, So but this force is in towards the negative direction or towards the left, therefore it appear as a minus. So minus 20 cos of 28, its answer is 17.66 Newton. Similarly, resolve this force in a y direction. So how to resolve this force in a y direction? 20, find out this, we know this angle 20 sine of 28, so that will give you the force in a y direction. Therefore f of y is equal to 20 sine of 28. Now this sign, whether it is positive or negative, yes, we have assumed the upward sign is positive, therefore it is positive. So the answer is 9.39 Newton positive. Okay, so this is for the case when the force is given in a second quadrant and angle is with respect to horizontal. Okay, now come towards this force. Now there is one force is given which is appear towards the origin O. Okay, it is not going, in this case the force is going away from the origin, in this case force is coming towards the origin. Okay, now first you have to understand the force lies in which quadrant. So in this case, this force lies in a fourth quadrant. By using the principle of transmissibility, we can find out this force. This force we can show anywhere on its line of action is nothing but the principle of transmissibility. So this force makes an angle of 28 degree with respect to y-axis is given. When the angle is given with respect to y-axis, first we have to find out the angle with respect to the x-axis. So what is this angle? This angle is 90 minus 28, it becomes 62. First find out this angle is 62. Now, and resolve this force into x and y component. Let's say I will resolve this force into two components. So this one is its x component, that is f of x, and this component is become in downward direction is f of y. Okay, so this force is in fourth quadrant, so f of x, now this angle is 62, this angle is also 62 because these are two are the alternate angle. We have already learned in angle geometry, when there are the two alternate angle, both are equal. So this angle is 62, this angle is again 62. So what is the x component? 20 cos of 62. This x component is 20 cos of 62 and it is coming towards the positive x direction, therefore it is positive. The answer is positive, therefore the answer is positive 9.39 Newton. Now the another component, if the force lies in fourth quadrant, its one component is going in downward direction, y component is always negative. So f of y is equal to minus 20 sine of 62, minus 20 sine of 62, and the answer is 17.65 Newton is your answer. So these two are the component of this force. So instead of like this, you can show the components is like this also. Here also you can show the component. If you want, you can resolve the force here itself. So this is also the f of x component, and you can show here also f of y. Because this angle we can able to find out as this angle is 28, this angle is become 62. So from that also, this method also you can utilize while solving the numericals. Okay, so remember that this force is approaching towards point O, then we have to predict it which is lies in which quadrant. If the force is like this, in that case, so this force not is in first quadrant, it is now is in third quadrant because it is approaching towards the origin. Okay, similarly now for this we have to resolve this force 20 Newton into its x and y component. Okay, now this angle is given 30 degree with respect to y axis given. We don't have the angle with respect to x axis is given, the angle is given with respect to the y axis. So better in order to use the formula f for f of x, f cos of theta, and for the f of y, f sin of theta. So better way you have to find out this angle. So what is this angle? This angle is now 90. This angle is become 90 minus 30, that is equal to 60 degree. Okay, now this force makes an angle of 60 degree with respect to negative x axis given. Now we have to resolve this force. Now how to resolve this force? It is in third quadrant. So one component is in this direction, that is f of x. In third quadrant, x is negative and y is also negative. So the direction will be towards left for x, and for f of y it is in a downward direction. So we have assumed towards right positive, towards up positive. So but the components are opposite to this, therefore the sign minus will be appear over here. Okay, so the component is 20 cos of 60. So 20 cos of 60, or instead of that we can write down it as a 20 sin of 30. Instead of cos, I have replaced it by the now sin. So you can write down instead of sin 30 or cos 30. So please remember this conversion. Okay. So this, when the angle is given with respect to vertical, for better way you have to find out the angle with respect to horizontal and use this formula. If some students are able to find out with the help of the vertical angle, so they can use the sine. So instead of cos it becomes sine, and use the same angle here also. If you want to resolve this force into its y direction, so what is the component become 20 sine of 60. The component become 20 sine of 60, and the sign is minus because it is in downward direction. Okay, so or instead of that you can write down this as a 20 cos of 30 minus, and you will get the same answer for this and this. You will get the same answer. What is the answer? Minus 10 and minus 17.32. Why minus? Because both are in a third quadrant. So due to this, the minus sign will be appear. Okay. So I think all of you have understand this resolution of forces. So try to solve one or two numericals by your own for your practice. So we will stop here. Thank you very much.